Hello, welcome back to the Dugout and Beyond. So we already are off to a hot start here in the NFL offseason with massive money now being spent, as we now have the most guaranteed money going to now current season MVP Josh Allen, as he's now signed a 6-year, $330 million contract with that guaranteed money. Yep, $250 million. That is $20 million more than the next one at for Deshaun Watson, the QB for Cleveland, as he is now at $230, which he signed that contract a few years ago. And that is Dak Prescott is $600,000 less at $229.4. And then we have Joe Burrow, 10 less than that at $219 million guaranteed for him and the Cincinnati Bengals. But yeah, this is insane, as we have Josh Allen is basically just coming into this as a new man. He had a great season. He did, of course, fall short of getting to the Super Bowl, as he ran into his basically his rival. At this point, they're making it with the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes, as they did go on to lose actually in the Super Bowl there. But yeah, this is just insane, as we had him, of course, have another great season. 17 games with 63.6 completion percentage, 3,731 yards with about 7.7 yards averaging on each throw or whatever. 28 touchdowns and only 6 interceptions on the year. So hey, this man, of course, has done a lot. 3-time Pro Bowl, 4 on 2024 AP Associated Press MVP, and yeah, this man's just been a god. After he proposed, I think he just became even better, and he was already doing phenomenally amazing throughout the season and his career, as he now, of course, has the most guaranteed money ever in history of the NFL at this point. So hey, let's see what he can do. Hopefully, this is good for. Obviously, it's good for the team in general. They're getting back the quarterback that they really like and has done very well. Of course, they do have their backup is my UNC legend, Mitch Trubisky, the MVP, the only one I'll ever look at, the Nickelodeon MVP. So we have an MVP and an MVP. Which one is the difference? Nothing. Actually, the MVP is a little bit more of a difference. You get the guaranteed money out of that. But as an MVP, you get the awesome title of being the MVP for the rest of your life. The first ever to have that happen. Then we have another massive trade, or that we have, as we have, of course, DK Metcalf came into this offseason requesting a trade from the Seattle Seahawks, which actually they're kind of breaking apart down up there in the northwest of the country here, as he signed a now 4-year, $132 million contract with the Pittsburgh Steelers, as they do, of course, go across with the trade that he was asking for, and the teams are swapping a 2025 6th and 7th round picks here for it to go on. Yeah, he was in his final year of his contract, but now is signed for a 5-year, $150, a 4-year, $132 extension here with them. And yeah, this is insane. We, of course, had also a great season, a pretty good season by Metcalf here for the Seahawks. 15 games, 66 receptions, just falling short of 1,000 yards with 992. Literally could have probably gotten another pass along the way and gotten 1,000 yards. 15 yards here with 5 touchdowns on the season. Hey, this man, I think he's going to be very, very deadly out there for the Steelers. It looks like they said that they're going with Fields. I think it is out there with in the Steel City over Russell Wilson, who I'm kind of surprised about, with actually them going over Russell Wilson in the end, as he did have a pretty decent season in the end. They were fighting for obviously to go pretty far in the season. Of course, they gave Tomlin his 1,000th season straight of winning of a winning record there. But yeah, he's just going to be even. I think he's going to be a deadly person to have there for him for them in Seattle, and I think it's going to kind of revive him a little bit. He hasn't had great success with his QBs. We had Geno Smith, who I don't even think is on the team anymore at this point. So a little bit of shake up there in the northwest of the country, and see what they do. They have I think they have other people on end of their contracts also out there that are looking to leave, and also just looking for more money, big money in free agency. Next, we have one more massive one, and this is kind of one that I was very surprised about seeing, but also just knowing what the situation has been with him and other players, I kind of was not expecting him to go here. But we had Davante Adams, who of course has been kind of following in the footsteps of Aaron Rodgers, as they were been great teammates for the last number of years. Played together, of course, in Green Bay. He had Davante in Las Vegas before having the mid-season trade to the Jets, as basically requested by Aaron Rodgers, as we've had Rodgers on the team for the Jets for the last 2 years, even though he only played for like 4 plays in his first season until he had an O-line sit on his leg and basically destroy his Achilles. But yeah, they of course, I think that this was kind of a limbo year for Adams, because he's like, hey, I've been tossed around. I've had a number of different teams now. I was basically specially requested by Aaron Rodgers because he liked the way I played with him and all that. It didn't work out for them in the end. Of course, they had a very terrible year alongside their other stadium teammates, the Giants, who also had an abysmal year and just wasn't looking good for them. So I think this was definitely a limbo type of year, kind of seeing if what Rodgers is going to do, if he's going to retire, where is he going to go? As there's actually rumors the Giants might make a move for him in some way. Don't really know what's happening there. But we actually have him coming out, and now is going across the country to Southern LA, going to play for the LA Rams for a 2-year contract with $46 million, with $26 million guaranteed here on this. And of course, we have the Rams are preparing to be losing Cooper Kupp, the Triple Crown winner, as it's kind of weird. Like, you see, okay, yeah, Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua are having a great combination down there in Southern California, but it just looks like there's something not working out, and it looks like they're going to be parting ways sometime soon, which is definitely a good reason to have Davante Adams come in to help there alongside Puka Nacua, to see if he can help Stafford down there, which obviously there's a whole lot of stuff going on. They also shipped a conditional 3rd-round pick to Las Vegas for Adams in mid-October for, of course, that trade that happened with him. So yeah, this is all just a lot of shakeups already. This is going to be a crazy offseason, I think, with major signings, major moves going across with teams, just seeing where teams headspace is at and what they're planning to do. If some are in full rebuild mode, or if some can just pick out the pieces that they need to rebuild that team, or maybe go all in for this coming year and know what they need to do. Yeah, this is definitely what can happen. We have, of course, going back with Metcalf, he is a 2-time Pro Bowler, and now Davante Adams, 6-time Pro Bowler, 3-time All-Pro with this last year, 14 games, 85 receptions, 1,063 yards with about 12.5 average, and 8 touchdowns on the season. Of course, that is going with both teams there, with the Raiders and the Jets on that one. So, I don't know. A lot of money already being spent on these players, and I honestly expect to see a lot more of this money being thrown out, especially to receivers along the way. And Jamar Chase, we might have a massively huge contract coming for him, as the price just keeps on rising as other players get signed, and the price rises, of course, for everyone that we go out and see. And especially if they have a great season and also a great career coming along with it. And of course, I'm sure Chase wants to stay in Cincinnati to play alongside his longtime teammate Joe Burrow out there in Cincinnati. Of course, they play on LSU, and they've been on Cincinnati for the last few years together and have just been that duo teammate out there, especially what the Rams are looking for with Adams and Puka Nacua. And yeah, this is just 100% definitely just the beginning of the massive spending sprees. I'm sure we're going to expect to see this offseason, and it starts now. So yeah, click the subscribe button. We have a whole lot of stuff coming probably with this NFL all season, and you should not be missing it, and I definitely will not be. And see you on the next one. Peace!